So, I'm Batman's newest Robin, and I was looking over some files on the Bat computer, and I noticed he had a contingency plan for the hero known as Invincible. Now, this file is split up into 4 parts. We got origin, strengths, weaknesses, and of course, the plan itself. So we're going to get into it right now, and the first thing that Batman figured out was Invincible's real name, Mark Grayson. Mark is not related to former Robin, Dick Grayson, at all. Instead, Mark is an alien from the planet called Viltrum, where a race of warriors live. Mark is different from other Viltrumites because he was born on Earth and he grew to love humanity over the course of his life. He didn't discover his powers until his senior year in high school, where he sent a trash bag flying into the sky on accident. From that moment on, he decided to become the hero known as Invincible and join the Guardians of the Globe. He faces enemies from around the galaxy every day, and he constantly fights the implications of being a Viltrumite. Mark has a multitude of strengths that need to be considered. The first one being his superhuman strength. Then we got superhuman speed, superhuman stamina, superhuman endurance, flights, interstellar travel, enhanced lung capacity, and he has a slight healing factor, one that helps in a long-term capacity, but it's not as useful as, say, Deadpool or Wolverine's healing factor. Most importantly though, Mark, he has invulnerability from the outside. He can only be physically harmed by beings of similar strength, so he can simply not be beaten by a measurement of power or strength, but that's where the weaknesses come in, right? Let's check him out. So his first weakness is he is vulnerable to incredible pain in his ears. If the sound frequency is high enough, Mark can be more vulnerable and his entire sense of awareness is messed up. Even better, if the frequency is at certain rates, Mark, he becomes paralyzed. But besides sound, he has a lot of other weaknesses. For a guy who is supposedly invincible, he has quite a few weaknesses in my opinion. His next weakness being his vulnerability to extreme levels of heat. His body composition is not as invulnerable from the inside too. So therefore, he can be destroyed from the inside. His invulnerability that we were talking about earlier, well, it can be affected by a great disease or a virus if it was attached to him. And finally, a weapon known as the space gun used by the space racer, if it actually shoots at Mark, it could pierce his skin. It's the only weapon in the entire galaxy that could pierce a Viltrumite's skin. So if Batman wanted to, he could use the space gun and shoot Invincible in the head and it would kill him. See, how this contingency plan begins is Batman would go to Chicago. And on a certain day in Chicago, when Invincible is fighting alongside the Guardians of the Globe against some unknown enemy, Batman, he would watch from the shadows. And after the fights, Invincible would change into his alter ego, Mark Grayson, and head to Upstate University, his college. And Batman, he would follow suit. But Batman, he would not wear his normal Batman costume. Instead, he would bring his power armor suit, one that protects him from high frequencies of sound and also allows him, if he needs to punch Invincible with a great amount of strength. Alongside Batman would be his Justice League comrades, the Black Canary and the Atom. Now, Batman, he would get the drop on Mark at college, and how he would do this is Black Canary, she would begin screaming from afar. That would be the first thing to expose Mark's vulnerable side. From there, we would have the Atom would jump into Invincible's ear and he would plant a nanite virus. Now, this nanite virus that Batman created would cause Mark's body to have magnesium from the inside and the outside. Now, if you remember, Mark's body from the outside is invulnerable, but his inside is not. So what happens with the magnesium being on the inside, when it's exposed to air, well, a great amount of heat begins to flame up. So Mark's whole body from the inside would start to flame at the extreme temperature of the sun. Yeah, this nanite virus reaches the level of temperature as the sun. So from here, what Batman would do is he would walk over to Mark, he would take out the space gun, look at it, and put it away, because Batman does not use guns. Instead, what he would do is use a cry bomb. Now, a cry bomb is a device in his utility belt that matches the same amount of sound frequency that Black Canary is showcasing. So now you got the screams of Black Canary and the cry bomb all at once, and with this amount of sound frequency, it would allow Batman to reach the certain frequency that allows him to make Invincible paralyzed. So now Mark Grayson, Invincible, is on the ground, now not on his knees anymore, like he's just on the ground, laying back, paralyzed, burning to death. But Batman is not just gonna leave Invincible to die at his college in front of people. No, instead what he's gonna do is take out the Phantom Zone projector and blast it into the air, and then he's gonna send Invincible into the Phantom Zone. Now you're probably wondering, if Invincible is burning, if Batman grabs him, wouldn't he start burning? No, that's where that power armor suit comes in handy. See, Batman's power armor suit allows him to deflect heat and basically be in high temperature areas without being affected. So he's able to grab Invincible, throw him into the Phantom Zone, and close it. And that ends our contingency plan that I found in the Bat computer today. And guys, I need to get back to my training because I think I'm going out with Batman tonight to take on the Joker, and I saw he had a crowbar, and I really do not want to get crowbarred, alright? So make sure before you leave to complete your plan of subscribing to the channel and following my 2 Instagram accounts, Ethan James Abraham and DC_enthusiast1. But until next time, Robin out.